Have you ever felt an itch in some weird spot on your body and thought it was no big deal? A sudden itch on your back, on your arm, then you rub it lightly, maybe not even noticing anymore. But what if it's not just an ordinary itch? Doctors are warning some persistent itchy spots, seemingly harmless, could actually be the first sign of silent diseases cutting your life short. Yes, just an itch. But if it appears in exactly 4 specific places, your body might be trying to tell you something very important. That time is more precious than ever. Do you want to know? If that itch you've been ignoring could be hiding something more serious. Just imagine, if you'd only recognized this sign a bit earlier, you could have controlled, even reversed, a dangerous chronic illness. We're going to talk about 4 key spots on your body. And what's key? This isn't just talk. It's a warning backed by experts in solid medical research. So if you or your older loved ones are experiencing this symptom, you'll want to watch till the end. Maybe it'll change how you see your own health from today. So let's dive in. First up, a sign many people might just brush off: itchy palms. That tingling in your palms. It could be your liver whispering for minute. Most of us think an itch on the hands is just dry skin or a mild allergy. But if you are over 60 and the itch persists on your palms, especially at night, then it's something you shouldn't ignore. As we get older, our bodies don't filter and flush toxins as quickly as they used to. And when the liver is overloaded, one of the first ways it cries for help is through the skin. According to experts at Mayo Clinic and the American Liver Foundation, itching without a rash, especially on the hands and feet, is a common sign of liver or bile duct issues. When the liver isn't working well, bile isn't eliminated properly, leading to bile acids building up under the skin. That is what causes the seemingly harmless itch, but it is silently chipping away at your years. Let me share 2 stories. Both women were 72, Mrs. Irene and Mrs. Clara, living in Ohio. Irene started feeling itchy palms at night, at first thinking it was the weather. But being cautious, she got a checkup. Blood tests showed high liver enzymes. Thanks to early detection, she was treated for non-viral hepatitis early on and is living healthily today. Conversely, Clara, her neighbor, had similar symptoms, but just thought, older skin is often like that. 6 months later, Clara was hospitalized with fatigue, jaundice, and diagnosed with late-stage cirrhosis. That small, overlooked symptom cost Clara months of tough treatment and a big hit to her quality of life. When the liver is damaged long-term, it's not just digestion that's affected. The liver also regulates hormones, supports immunity, and filters blood. Losing liver function is like losing your body's main life filter. Ignoring itchy palms is like watching sand slip through an hourglass. So what's the takeaway here? It's simple. If you have persistent itchy palms, especially at night, ask your doctor for a liver function test. A simple blood test could save you from years of exhausting treatment later. Remember, the body always sends signals. The question is, are you listening in time? And sometimes saving a life starts with paying attention to what seems like a tiny sign. Next up, a bodily warning sign for a potential health issue: an unexplained itch on your lower or mid-back. Persistent itching in your mid-back area. Don't just blame your skin, think about your kidneys. Some older folks feel an itch in their middle or lower back and often chalk it up to dry skin, a wool sweater, or simply an old age thing. But did you know the nerves in your back are closely linked to your kidneys? When kidneys start to weaken, the body doesn't just retain water or show high blood pressure. It also sends signals through your very skin. Research from the National Kidney Foundation shows over 37 million Americans live with chronic kidney disease, but 90% don't even know it. One of the first signs, especially in older adults, is unexplained itching, often on the back and sides. This happens because the kidneys aren't properly filtering nitrogenous toxins from the blood. These waste products build up under your skin, making it dry, dark, and causing a persistent, slightly stinging itch, day in, day out. I remember Mr. Walter, a 75-year-old veteran in Texas. He'd always been healthy, loved gardening in his backyard. One day he started getting an itchy back that lasted for weeks. His wife thought it was a new wool sweater not rinsed well, but Mr. Walter noticed his skin felt thicker, drier, and the itch grew more unbearable, especially at night. He went for a checkup. The result: turns out his kidney function was down by 40% with no other symptoms. Thanks to early detection, he changed his diet, started exercising, and has kept his kidneys stable ever since. Then there's Mrs. Lucille, 78, from the same neighborhood. She also had an itchy back for a long time, but figured it was just old age. When she finally saw a doctor for fatigue and prolonged insomnia, she was already in stage 4 kidney failure. She had to start regular dialysis, something she never imagined. You see, kidneys don't scream in pain like your heart or stomach might. They just silently weaken until it's too late to fix. And sometimes, a small sign like an itchy back is enough to save you from months of dialysis, fatigue, and loss of independence. If you find yourself with an itchy back, especially mid or lower back, without a rash or any strange contact, request a kidney function test. A simple blood and urine sample can catch it early. So please, don't wait for fatigue, swollen legs, or insomnia to think about your kidneys. By then, it could be too late. Our third sign: itchy calves with flaky skin. When the skin on your calves becomes dry, flaky, and persistently itchy, that could be your blood sugar sending out an early warning. Itching on the calves, especially with mild powdery flaking and dryness, is often blamed by older people on dry weather, hot water, or that's just how older skin is. But in reality, this could be one of the earliest signs of type 2 diabetes, a condition silently cutting short the lives of millions of Americans annually, particularly those over 60. According to the American Diabetes Association, ADA, diabetes doesn't just affect the pancreas or blood sugar. It impacts every tiny capillary, including those under your skin. When blood sugar stays high for too long, circulation to lower limbs like your calves suffers. The result: skin doesn't get enough nutrients and moisture, leading to dryness, cracking, easy flaking, and frequent unexplained itching. Let me paint a picture with two people, Mr. Thomas and Mrs. Ruth, both 70, living in Arizona. Mr. Thomas found his calves were constantly dry and itchy. No amount of lotion helped. A friend suggested he get his blood sugar checked. The result? His A1C was 6.8, enough for a pre-diabetes diagnosis. Thanks to catching it early, he changed his diet, started daily walks, and so far he hasn't needed medication. And Mrs. Ruth, she also had itchy legs but thought it was a new soap. She let it go for almost a year until a small, non-healing sore appeared on her ankle. She thought it was a mosquito bite. A checkup revealed she'd had type 2 diabetes for a while. Her blood sugar often topped 180 milligrams DL. Her doctor said if she'd come a few months later, that sore could have become severely infected, even risk gangrene. Diabetes isn't just about thirst or frequent urination, the well-known signs. It silently damages blood vessels and peripheral nerves, especially in the lower limbs. And when your leg skin starts acting up, it means things are deteriorating internally. The solution is actually quite simple. If your leg skin is persistently itchy, abnormally dry and flaky, don't just reach for lotion. Get a fasting blood sugar test or an HbA1c test. It takes just 5 minutes, but could add many healthy years to your life. Remember, diabetes doesn't hurt, but its consequences last a lifetime. And dry, itchy calves, that's the very first warning letter your body sends you. And our final sign: an itch on your chest or upper back at night. That nagging itch on your chest or back every night. Don't just brush it off as normal. Your body could be warning you about something far more serious. Not everyone thinks of cancer when they're itchy, especially if there's no rash, no redness, and it's not linked to food allergies or skin issues. But if you're over 65 and often itchy on your chest or upper back, particularly at night, it's time to take a closer look. It could be a quiet sign of lymphoma, a type of blood cancer starting in the lymphatic system. According to the American Cancer Society, about 1/3 of lymphoma patients experience persistent, deep-seated itching that didn't respond to typical anti-allergy meds. The itch often worsens at night. When the body is still, the immune system is more active, and abnormal lymphocytes release inflammatory substances. Common spots include the chest, upper back, or shoulders, areas rich in lymph nodes. Let me share two examples. Mr. Gerald, 74, in Seattle, had an itchy shoulder and upper back for 3 months. He tried creams, changed body wash, even his bed sheets, but the itch still woke him nightly. Thanks to his daughter, a nurse, who urged him, he got checked out. Blood tests and a CT scan found swollen lymph nodes deep in his chest. The diagnosis, early-stage lymphoma. Luckily, mild chemotherapy and close monitoring helped him recover steadily. Conversely, Mrs. Ellen, 76, also had an itchy chest, but being dismissive, thought it was due to a tight bra. She put up with it for 6 months until unusual bruising and unexplained fatigue appeared. When she was examined, her lymphoma had spread. Her doctor said if it had been caught a few months earlier, treatment would have been much gentler. Lymphoma is often mistaken for the flu, allergies, or mild dermatitis. But your body always finds ways to leak signals, and nighttime itching, in areas without obvious irritation, is precisely the warning very few people catch in time. If you or a loved one has persistent itching on the chest or upper back, especially at night, with no clear cause and no visible skin damage, ask your doctor for a complete blood count, CBC, CRP, and if needed, an ultrasound or CT scan of the chest. A simple test can detect blood cancer early, significantly boosting treatment success and lowering complication risks. Act before it's too late. That itch might not just be skin deep, it could be coming from within your blood. Sometimes the most important signs come in the most unassuming packages. An itch, just that. But if you pay close enough attention, it might be your body's quiet plea for help. After this video, perhaps you won't dismiss those small signals anymore. Because aging isn't just about wrinkles. It's also a test of how well we tune into ourselves. Have you ever thought a small shift in your reaction, from ignoring it to investigating, could add precious years to your life? Ask yourself, when was the last time you truly listened to your body? Not just when it ached or was tired, but when it whispered, through little things like an unexplained itch. If today you recognize yourself in one of these signs, don't panic, but also don't ignore it. It's never too late to take care of yourself. A doctor's appointment, a chat with your physician. Sometimes that's the start of a different future. And if you found this video helpful, maybe share it with your loved ones, especially those navigating their later years alongside you. Who knows, a little piece of information might help someone live more fulfilling years. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope that from tomorrow you'll start seeing your body with a little more love and understanding. See you in the next one.